Morning to your viewers.
Dr. Fikeni, just tell us your impressions of the 2014 election manifesto of the ANC. Anything new? What did you expect, if so?
Well, I do think that it's a fairly balanced manifesto, and it's more continuity than change from the previous 5 priorities. But what is key this time is that it has gone some length to elaborate and identify some very specific policy programs that are going to be implemented. For example, the minimum wage going into the creation of decent labor is stated as a way of trying to reduce the inequality in terms of the income gap. And also that is going to go a long way in addressing the concerns of COSATU, which has been, campaigning for the minimum wage. On the health side, the National Health Insurance Plan seemed to be the key focal area on which most programs are hinging. So those are some. For example, the industrialization and the beneficiation seem to be given some more content. But all these, it will depend on the implementation capacity and political will to do those things, because we've heard of these in some form before.
What do you make of the 6 million jobs in the next 5 years? That really stood out. What's your reaction to that?
Well, to me, it's not clear how initially the president predicted that would get 500,000 jobs when the economic financial situation was beginning to settle the economy of the world. And that prediction was not met. And besides that, there was a prediction or a proposal that there would be 5 million jobs by 2020. And again, before that has been reviewed, we now have this 6 million. But this time, though, it's coined as job opportunities, which could mean anything from internships. And that in itself, it's not clear whether this is mainly a partnership between government and the private sector, because governments primarily are not in the business of making jobs per se. They create policies and environment for those, and they make some contribution, but in the main, it's in the private sector where most jobs are created.
Doctor, I wanted to ask you, how do you see this looming fracture within the alliance and in the labour movement? How do you see that play out in the next couple of months running into the election?
Well, I do think that for now it will be eclipsed by elections. But what may happen is that COSATU and its affiliates will definitely support ANC and try to campaign for it. But it will not be as enthusiastic given the fact that they have too many policy differences, from e-tolling to youth wage subsidy, the labor brokers, and so forth. Even though the manifesto has tried to be worded in such a way that it gives some space for reviewal of some of these programs, like the NDP economic chapter. But still, I doubt you'll have as enthusiastic a support as was the case before because of these concerns.
Dr. Fikeni, thank you for joining us today and giving us an insight into after the launch of the ANC's manifesto in Nelspruit in Mpumalanga over the weekend past. That is Dr. Somadoda Fikeni, who joined us live from our studios in Pretoria.